Alright, hi everybody, it's Pongcon922. Now, did a live stream before, it was in with Justin, his live stream. It was funny, he was gone for like an hour. But anyway, um, Attack on Titan chapter review. Yes. Um, this came out, when did this come out? This came out a while. It came out like two or 3 days ago. And I was reading it on Manga Reader, and the translation was it was iffy, very iffy. I could tell by the translation, by what they were saying and everything. So, I was in Justin's live stream. He's like, "Oh," he says, "don't go to Manga Stream." I'm like, "What?" Go to Crunchyroll. And I'm like, "Huh?" I was very skeptical at first. I was like, Crunchyroll. So I went there. And it was there, and I was like, "Whoa!" So this is gonna be kind of immoral. I got a Domo shirt. Domo sweater. Yeah, Domo. Anyway, this gonna be a double thing. I'm doing a review for the Attack on Titan chapter, but also tell you guys about this website, Crunchyroll. I highly recommend everyone do this. Go to Crunchyroll.com. You don't have to pay anything, by the way, for the new release chapters. You don't pay shit. It's free. Yeah, I'm watching it myself. It is amazing what they do for Crunchyroll. You can zoom. There's a zoom button. You can zoom in on the chapter. You can have a double spread page. So you're reading 2 pages of the chapter at once. Amazing. It's an amazing website. Go check out crunchyroll.com. Because that's what I'm going to do for now. And at least for now, it's probably just going to be Attack on Titan that I go for. Might be for Bleach and One Piece later on. Who knows? We'll see. Now let's get into this chapter. Levi'S. What was this one called? I think it was called Levi'S Squad. Yeah, Squad Levi. Chapter 51. Now, overall, what happened in this chapter was unbelievable. Now, the big, huge positives in this chapter, no doubt, without question, is Connie. Connie was massive in this chapter. Connie just jumped in his own person in this chapter, his own character in this chapter. It's just amazing to me how much development he received in this chapter. Jean got development too, to some extent, but more to Connie, because when they were going in and talking about, he was with Hanji and she was basically taking him to his village. That was some dark shit, man. And he's like, I'll never forgive whoever was responsible. So essentially, what that was, to some extent, he was blaming Ymir. The way he sounded, it was as if he said, "Fuck Ymir and fuck Reiner." I was like, whoa, this is awesome. Awesome development for Connie. This is like, coming into his own. And then we had Jean. Jean, these were the 2 positives. Well, 3 positives of this chapter. You had the thing with Jean, the thing with Connie, and Revali. Now, I don't want to go too much with the summary. I'll go a little with the summary, what they actually said. But Revali, fuck. He felt, well, he has this confliction of saying, so all this time I've been killing humans, because they had this real revelation with Hanji and everything later on in the chapter. And I thought that was interesting. But the thing with Jean, I'm telling you guys right now, Jean, he's becoming my favorite. He's becoming this underrated guy, this underrated character who's becoming in his own. He's like rising now, Jean, I think, as a character in this manga. He isn't the same as he was in the beginning of Attack on Titan anymore. It's almost as if, you look at what he did last week's chapter. He saved Mikasa. Okay, he saved Mikasa. He's acting more like a leader. He's acting exactly how Marco said he was going to act. down the road. You're meant to be a leader. So, and I think, I don't know where I heard it from, but I heard a few people saying that he could be Erwin? Erwin's replacement. I know that's so hard, that's a lot to take in, but he's acting like a leader here, Gene, and I meant that for him. But yeah, pretty much the beginning part of this chapter, we had, we basically had, they were there on top of the wall, and we see Mikasa, she's in a stretcher, and the girl's there, and she says, try not to move her so much, to Eren, and they have a few words there, and pretty much they're basically saying, while on horseback, she broke her ribs, Mikasa. And then we have this interesting segue with Jean, Armin, and Connie. Jean's basically saying that the training squad, 104th Division, has to get Devil's Luck. It's like everything they've been through, they're still alive. They're still alive after, everything. And Jean has this kind of not war of words. And there's also another scene with Erwin, and he's like, he's fighting away the character, they're just trying to get help from him. And, Jean has this, not a war of words, but he's basically saying about the situation of what happened and so on and so forth. And Armin brings this up. He brings up that it was probably you screaming at the Titans because they went after Reiner. Was it you, Eren? And then it's like, oh, they're all like praising him kind of. And Jean, this is what I liked about Jean in this scene. Saying, and then Connie basically saying that, oh, we would be all dead if it wasn't for you, Eren, and so on and so forth. And Jean's basically giving a pep talk. He's saying, oh, what are you going to do for her now? And, like, what are you going to do, Eren, from now on? Because all these people died for you. So, I still can't. So, Jean basically is putting this doubt here, saying, I'm not all in for you, of laying my life down for you. And, Eren's saying, how will you be so preachy and everything? What about you? You turned into an incessive whiner. I like that. He called Eren out. He called him, you're a whiner and everything. And then Connie joined in. It was back and forth. And pretty much, Jean's basically saying, I say your favorite little girl, Mikasa. And Eren says, thank you, Jean. He says, thanks for giving me this pep talk. And basically, I'm going to defeat Reiner. I'm going to make them pay for what they did and all this other stuff. And that's when something else happens. Historia wakes up. And she walks over to them and says, someone says, wait. And Armin's saying, Krista, it's no, she says. My name is Historia, Eren. Let's hurry and go to the other side of the wall. And I'm like, huh? Now that never, and here's another thing about this chapter. Now this chapter is probably, I'm going to give this a 4. Only because of certain facts. Number one, that particularly. Because like, I don't know, she says it, but nothing comes about. I was very curious. I was like, she says that, let's go to the other side of the wall. We go into, then we have a little segue where we're basically getting the details of what happened. Everyone was sent down underground, wall rose, I believe. And it was just precautions, and they were basically explaining, a whole thing about how humanity in these hours would not be able to last a week in that underground area. Because everyone would be stealing and killing and fighting for food and all that stuff. In the rest of the chapter, we basically have Pixis with Eren's his arm is good. He has no right arm, and he's telling Naval, he's like, I've sent 100 men to their deaths. One arm is only a small price to pay, and I will pay even more down the road, and so on and so forth. But before we get into that, this whole thing with Historia got me confused on this chapter. I'm like, let's go to the other side of the wall never brings up to anything. Now, this could be brought up later on. For now, it's just she says it, and it doesn't develop into anything, pretty much. But this scene here is really the meat and potatoes of the chapter. While they're talking and telling him what was going on, Pixis is telling Erwin what happened with the whole thing with the people going down in the underground area. Someone shows up. Hanji and Connie. Holy shit, this is the part I was trying to tell you guys. Hanji's there to report to Revali and Erwin about what they encountered. About the village of, hopefully I'll go to here and find out what that was. What they called it. The town of, Rakago. Kag? Kago. It's hard to say that name. And basically what they found, this was, by the way, Connie's village. This was fucked up, man. Total fucked up. They go to the village, and they notice that the houses are like, that something in the house exploded. Remember that? Remember when that scene, early chapters on, and somebody said to Connie, welcome back, and you see the Titan? This chapter pretty much just clarified what that was. That was his mother. That was his mother. And it was a scene where Hanji gives Connie a picture of his mother, and he looks at it, and she says, oh my God. Looks exactly like her. Holy shit. And then he's like, he was basically telling Hanji, oh, I told Reiner about that, and Reiner says, it's probably nothing. And Ymir said the same thing. So they knew. They tricked me. Time is... That was when he said that shit, and then he was like, he's like, it spoke to me, said, welcome home. So that's what it was. Both of them knew. They knew what happened, and they tricked everyone so we wouldn't figure it out. I had found a clue, so those two, and he's talking about Ymir and Reiner. They knew. They fucking knew, and they didn't do shit. They didn't do shit. So this is, now people say, don't beat up Brittle. No, this is a reason to be angry with Ymir and Reiner. And Brittle, for that matter. They knew about it, and they didn't tell Connie. So, what the fuck, man? Now, and then what Connie said afterwards, that was boss. He was saying, he says, thank you, all I have left is this picture on my mom. Who did this? I find out the person who did this to us. I swear, I'll never forgive them. He's pointing at fucking Reiner. Bro. So, yeah, that was awesome. This is Connie in his own. And then we get an explanation from Hanji about, if you think, she's explaining how the nape of the neck, that area, is almost like a connection between where the brain meets the spine. So that would explain it. And she further goes into details about, the whole scenario with that, and saying that was probably where a human would lie, and saying that it probably, she's kind of suggesting that that's where it is. That's the human body there. And Pixis brings up the fact that, for those who don't have that, they become absorbed. This chapter was crazy. I was like, when they were showing this off, I was like, from the brain to the spinal cord. And then saying that it works independently from the rest of the Titan's body. And the loss of all function. But she then brings up, like I said, the whole part that whatever was there wasn't there. And this is when Revali's saying, so this entire time I've been killing humans. Slicing up pieces of meat was actually humans. And that had me going too in this chapter. But overall, this gets a 4 out of 5. After that, they're wondering where Eren and Historia are. Eren is, and he says that Raleigh said something weird. He said something about Eren being in a desperate situation, putting him somewhere where he was able to become desperate. And that's basically what's happening. They're all living in this middle of nowhere, a hut, and they're all bringing in shit. This was a funny part because, we had Sasha say she was gonna steal food, and then we had Eren. Oh my god, Eren was cleaning. And here's what made me die laughing. He's cleaning, and Mikasa's coming out with an axe. I was like, yo, well, I guess we know who wears the pants this family. That had me dying. I'm sorry, that had me dying. But that's pretty much that. And the rest of the chapter is them reminiscing about the training squad, and Armin's wondering why we were chosen for this, part of his Levi'S squad, Revali squad. And then at the end it says, nothing lasts forever. When Armin takes the bread out of her bag, Sasha's bag. That's pretty much the chapter, people. Listen, this was a great chapter. I know I'm giving it only a 4, but don't be fooled. Connie, props. Give props to Connie. Give props to Jean. These two are coming in their own. Those were important things in this chapter. That and Revali. Man, he was kind of killing humans. It really hit him like Jesus Christ. And then of course we have, I don't know what the story with Historia is. I might do a discussion video soon. I think I'm gonna do that. Probably maybe maybe if I could sneak it in Monday or Tuesday, what have you. I'll do a discussion video on this because, man, this goes up a lot of factors of what she means by the other side of the wall. I think she wants to go back to Ymir. I really do. I think she wants to go back and live with Ymir. And she can. It's crazy. It's truly crazy. But yeah, that's the story, people. Bankai 922, Attack on Titan, Chapter 51. Go check out Crunchyroll. This is a really great thing they're doing here. I really like it. It's special. It's special. Go check it out. But yeah, this is Bankai 922. See you guys later. Connie, man. He's like, I will never forgive them. You're right, man. You're right. Don't forgive those sons of bitches. Don't forgive them. You son of a bitch. Yeah, I'll see you guys later. Peace.